Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Queso. Now, Queso is a rapper from Jacksonville, and he's currently in trial for murder, man. He's got 2 different murder cases that he's looking at. Now, there was a news story that broke just the other day, and basically it talked about the fact that Queso's dad was going to be telling on him, man. He was actually going to be a part of the state's case against Queso, man, and testifying against him on behalf of the state in one of his murder trials, man. Now, this went viral, man. A lot of people were talking about it because, in the hip-hop music industry, man, and, things around hip-hop, it's still kind of a street culture. People are expected not to tell, not to snitch, or whatever like that, right? Now, a lot of people don't come from that cloth and don't believe in all that, but some do. And I should say a majority of rap fans kind of look at it like that because a lot of the rappers, they profess to be from the street. They profess to be about this and that. So people expect them not to tell. So when people found out that Queso's dad was actually taking a stand against him, it was just a whole big head down type of moment, man. I'm going to be real, man. People couldn't believe it. Like, it's gotten so bad that people's parents are snitching on them. I mean, it was wild. Now, one other person who obviously felt this was Boosie. Now, Boosie took to social media twice to comment about this and actually plead to Queso's dad. Now, before we get to the specifics and break down this post, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about this Queso situation and Boosie chiming in, man. Now, the last time I talked about this, I talked about the fact that Queso's dad had agreed to testify against him, in his murder trial against, the murder case involving another rapper named Lil Buck. Now, it was alleged that Queso had taken part in this murder, and he's on trial for this. He's fighting for his life. Now, his dad was in the case file 3 separate times, as writing a statement or as evidence saying that he was going to testify on behalf of the state. Now, I don't know at this point, is there anything that could be reversed? And even though Boosie is literally pleading to him not to do it, it looks like, man, this thing is already a done deal. But we'll see. Now, let's actually look at what Boosie was saying now. Now, in this post on Instagram, Boosie said this, and it was basically a story post that he had made 20 hours or I want to say 17 hours prior, and then he posted it again as a picture. He wanted it to be the picture. He wanted to put this out there again. And it says this. It says, Jacksonville rap star Queso's father will testify against his son at trial. Now, this was put out there by another, one of those promo pages, I believe, like that. And it says this also. It says, you gave him life. Don't take his life. Come on, man. And it said at Duval promo. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not sure if that was something that Boosie had posted on top of there when he originally made the story post, or if that's something that, he had just reposted because he really felt serious about this. Now, in the caption of that is where he goes into details. And Boosie says these things right here. He says, please don't do this, bro, with a prayer emoji. Don't start this wave, please. In quotes, he says, you gave him life, don't take his life. Them people you are telling for are laughing at you over dinner. I can hear them. And let's stop right there because, yeah, it's a cold world, man, when you get a father to snitch on his son, man. And I don't even like using the word snitch because I don't proclaim to be any type of street dude or hold any type of street culture up or anything like that. But man, that's a rough one, man. That's a rough one. And I said that a couple of times in the first video that I did. Now, he also said this. He said, I can hear them, in quotes, we making that turn on his own flesh and blood. So he's basically saying that they're over there laughing. Like the people who have him testifying against his son, they are laughing like, look at this, man. We can even get these cats to testify against their own flesh and blood. Like, and they all claim to be real street dudes and all this, man. You know what I mean? And basically, that's what Boosie is saying here. At least that's what I deduce from this. That's what I take from this. And then he's like, ha ha, like they're laughing at him and laughing, ha ha. You know what I mean? Now, he goes on to say, go look at your son baby pictures. Think about the good times. Think about your grandkids before you make this decision. Now, he's making some good points there. Like, man, that'd be wild, man. You're looking at your son's pictures or any of your kids' pictures, and you didn't send them to jail for life, or you didn't help, because in Queso's situation, he's got a first-degree murder charge. So he's looking at either life in jail found guilty at sentencing or either, the death penalty in jail if found guilty at sentencing. You know what I mean? So It's bad, man. It's really bad. It's some heavy stakes at this. So, man, it sounds like Boosie is trying to, beg him, man. Look at his baby pictures, man. Look at the good times y'all had. Just don't start this as a trend. It's basically what he's trying to say here. Now, he finishes by saying this, man. He says, don't be selfish, dude. Make them people do their job and trust in God. You know what I mean? Let it be known like, yo, man, let them do the work. Don't help out the case against your own son. But, it is what it is. And he also says, somebody get this to Queso's dad, check. You know what I mean? So he wanted people to push this out there and get this out to Queso's dad because he felt that deeply about this situation, man. That his dad, he has some other cases as well. So his dad has some cases that he was involved in, involving the death of a passerby when there was a shootout, another guy that was 50 years old, and he was just on his bike. And I mean, according to the news story that broke, about this situation, they said this could potentially help him in his case, I guess. So I guess he just said, man, let me go ahead and, work out this deal on my behalf. And then, whatever it is with my son. That's wild, man. That is wild. Now, I don't know that for a fact because it's in the discovery, but it hasn't been released exactly what he's going to testify to say. So we don't know exactly what he's going to say. This might look worse than it is, but it does look bad. And Boosie obviously felt this because, a lot's been going on in hip hop, especially as far as like the whole gangster part of hip hop, the whole trap, the whole street, the whole drill part of hip hop. It's been a lot of weird stuff going on. I'm going to be real, man. A lot of things going on where, you just you wouldn't see it normally, back in the day with like street stuff and where Boosie comes from around that time period. You know what I mean? And nowadays, it's kind of like wide open. Like you hear a lot of wild stuff, like a dad testifying against the son, just stuff like that. Because when I look at Ksoo and I look at his brother, Crazy K, I mean, those are both his kids, right? I mean, they share his last name and everything like that. And kind of, I mean, I hate to point at somebody and say like how they're ending up or what's going on is his fault. But you know what I'm saying? Like, in guiding them, like maybe something else could have went down. You know what I'm saying? Let me not try to judge. I'm trying not to judge. But this is an interesting situation, man. And a never before seen in hip hop, I don't think. I think this might be the first case of a high profile rapper or a high profile rap case where their father was said to be an accessory at first, but then came back and ended up testifying against his son. That's wild, man. That's wild. But what do you guys think about this, man? Do you think Boosie is just taking this too personal? Or do you think that, man, this is just how it goes? It happens all the time in the street. It's just that we in this digital age, and now we get to see it played out on social media, and it is what it is. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.